Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to have you here today. We'll be exploring how to build trustworthy AI by focusing on 5 key practices to prevent bias and misinformation in your models. The title of our presentation is Building Trustworthy AI: 5 Practices to Prevent Bias and Misinformation in Your Models. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover practical strategies to make your AI more reliable and ethical. Let's get started. Let's take a closer look at key practices. These are the essential steps that can really make a difference in our approach. First, it's important to understand that consistency is key. Applying these practices regularly helps build a solid foundation. Next, active engagement plays a big role. Staying involved and responsive keeps the process dynamic and effective. Additionally, continuous learning and adaptation are crucial because the environment is always changing, and we need to evolve with it. These practices tie directly into our overall theme of growth and improvement, showing how intentional actions lead to tangible results. Remember, by focusing on these key points, we can ensure we're moving in the right direction and making meaningful progress. When building fair and inclusive AI systems, one of the most important practices is ensuring that our training data truly represents all relevant user groups. This helps us prevent bias and unintended harm. If datasets lack diversity, the models we create might not perform well for underrepresented communities, which can lead to skewed results or even exclusion. For example, in image recognition tasks, it's crucial to include images of people from a wide range of age groups, ethnicities, genders, and skin tones. We also want these images captured under different lighting conditions and environments. This way, the model learns to identify features accurately regardless of demographic differences or context. Similarly, in speech recognition, incorporating voices with various accents, dialects, and speech patterns, like regional Indian English, African American vernacular English, or speech from elderly speakers, helps the system understand and respond to a much broader population. In healthcare AI, it's just as important. The training data should reflect diverse genetic backgrounds, socioeconomic conditions, and age groups to avoid diagnostic errors that might disproportionately impact marginalized groups. By proactively designing datasets with inclusivity in mind, we enable developers to create models that serve everyone fairly, responsibly, and equitably. This approach is fundamental to the overall goal of building AI that truly benefits all users. Now, let's talk about practice 2, bias testing. Bias testing is a crucial part of responsible AI development because it helps us ensure that our models behave fairly across different user groups. This means continuously evaluating our models using fairness metrics like disparate impact, equal opportunity, or demographic parity. These metrics help us detect and measure any biases in our model predictions. To make this process even stronger, we can also use adversarial testing, which involves intentionally probing the model with edge cases or synthetic data to uncover hidden biases that might not be immediately obvious. For example, in hearing algorithms, developers often use open-source toolkits like IBM's AI Fairness 360 or AIF 360 to audit the outcomes for different genders, ethnicities, or age groups. If the model is favoring one demographic over another for job recommendations, AIF 360 can identify these disparities and suggest ways to fix them. Similarly, in lending applications, fairness audits might reveal that applicants from certain zip codes are being unfairly penalized because of proxy variables related to socioeconomic status. By integrating bias testing into every stage of the model's lifecycle, from training to deployment, we can proactively spot risks and take corrective actions. This approach helps us build AI systems that are not only effective, but also trustworthy and fair for everyone. Let's talk about practice 3, transparency, which is a crucial aspect of responsible AI. Transparency in AI systems helps us build trust, ensure accountability, and allow for meaningful oversight. Essentially, it means clearly documenting how the model works, including its logic, assumptions, and decision-making processes, so that everyone involved, whether they are developers, users, or regulators, can understand how and why the model reaches certain outcomes. This involves providing details about the data sources used, the features selected, the algorithms applied, and any pre-processing steps involved in preparing the data. For example, when deploying a loan approval model, you might include an explanation dashboard. This dashboard can show how factors like income, credit score, or employment history influence the final decision. Techniques like SHAP or LIME are often used here. They visualize the importance of each feature and help explain model decisions on a case-by-case basis. In healthcare diagnostics, transparency could mean showing clinicians which symptoms or test results most impacted the AI's recommendation. By making these inner workings visible and understandable, organizations empower stakeholders to validate the system, challenge its outputs, and improve it responsibly. Overall, transparency isn't just about openness. It's about enabling trust and continuous improvement in AI systems. Now, let's talk about practice 4, ethical design. In AI development, it's crucial to emphasize collaboration across different disciplines. This ensures our models are not only technically robust, but also socially responsible. When we involve ethicists, domain experts, and representatives from communities affected by our AI, we can better identify potential harms or blind spots early on. For instance, when building a language model for educational purposes, consulting social scientists can help us uncover implicit biases in the training data. This might include stereotypes present in historical texts or the exclusion of indigenous perspectives. Their insights guide us toward creating more balanced and inclusive content. Similarly, in facial recognition systems, working with civil rights advocates and legal experts allows us to address concerns about misuse, surveillance, or higher error rates among minority groups. And in healthcare AI, engaging with patient advocacy groups helps us respect privacy, obtain proper consent, and ensure equitable treatment recommendations. This multidisciplinary approach fosters transparency, accountability, and ultimately builds trust. It helps align AI development with broader human values and societal needs, which is essential for responsible AI. Now, let's talk about practice 5, ongoing checks. Once we've deployed an AI model, the work doesn't stop there. The environment, the user base, and societal norms are always changing, which makes it crucial to keep monitoring the system over time. This helps us catch emerging biases that might not have been apparent during initial development. For example, setting up mechanisms to detect shifts in data patterns or performance gaps across different demographic groups is essential. One effective way to do this is by integrating user feedback loops. This allows people to report issues like unfair loan rejections or misclassifications in facial recognition. These reports can then be analyzed to identify bias patterns and inform updates or retraining of the model with more representative data. In content moderation, periodic audits can reveal if the system is misinterpreting evolving language or cultural references, prompting necessary revisions. The key takeaway is that fairness isn't a one-time achievement, it's a dynamic goal. By treating it that way, organizations can ensure their AI systems stay aligned with ethical standards and user expectations as everything continues to evolve. So, to stay connected with Talent Bridge and continue exploring opportunities, you can visit our website at talentbridge.com. It's a great resource for more information and updates. We're also active on social media, so I encourage you to follow us there. On LinkedIn, you can find us under /@talentbridgeodu, where we share professional insights and updates. On Instagram, our handle is /@businessandcareerin, perfect for catching some quick tips and success stories. If you enjoy video content, check out our YouTube channel at Talent Bridgeodu for webinars and tutorials. And for more in-depth articles and thought leadership, follow us on Medium at Talent Bridge. By connecting with us through these channels, you'll stay informed and engaged with everything Talent Bridge has to offer, which ties right back into our overall goal of helping you advance your career and build valuable connections.